actually this is the first full meditation I think I've done in a couple of days here. I did a partial one for Christmas yesterday, and anyhow, I guess I did one 2 days ago. I'm ready. As my point is, I'm ready to meditate. So let's give it a couple minutes, and we'll let everybody join on in, and then we'll meditate. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thank you. And good morning to those of you joining out there right now. Good morning. Good morning. We'll start in just about another minute here, okay? Thanks so much. Thank you. Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning. Happy day after Christmas, and it's a little dreary. It's definitely cold out there. We got some snow yesterday in here in Metro Detroit area, maybe 2 or 3 inches, but it was actually nice to wake up. When they had snow in Metro Detroit, maybe a couple weeks ago or so, I was in South Haven, which my mom usually gets clocked over there on Lake Michigan. They get like 8 to 10 times more snow, I swear to God. And we didn't get any, and then when I came back over here, they got some. So actually, really the first of any snow that I saw was on Christmas Day, which was quite nice. And so anyhow, thank you for joining me this morning. Let's meditate. So just getting yourselves nice and comfortable, and just taking a nice deep breath in, and just letting go of all the stress, all the worries, letting go of the need to figure things out. There was a conversation going on Facebook this morning talking about wonder, and I really loved it. And it was a quote by, I believe, Henry Miller's beautiful quote. And wonder to me is such a beautiful word, because to me it comes from a place of innocence and acceptance for the mystery of life. Yeah, acceptance for the mystery of life. And so oftentimes we get in our heads trying to figure out life, and the mind thinks it knows what happiness is. It thinks it knows who it is, or we are, and will do anything it can to convince us of that truth. But the unfortunate part is we can never learn the truth of who we are from our head. It can't happen, because the mind is always in judgment of good or bad. You might fall into some good categories, you might fall into some bad categories. But even if you fall into good categories, when somebody comes along that doesn't fit the bill and fulfill the mind's requirements and expectations of how they were supposed to be in the world, then immediately we are back in our heads and judging once more. I'm not interested in judgments. I'm not interested in opinions, my own or anyone else's. I'm interested in that silence and that stillness that goes beyond any words, any ideas, any beliefs, any self-images of who we think we are. And so I invite you to just let go. And again, it's so important for me to say this because I don't ever want you to feel like I'm trying to influence you in any way. I am not. I'm clear. I don't want to convince you, persuade you, influence you in following what is my experience. Because I don't want to add another belief to all the baggage that we're carrying. I don't want to do that. And so I just offer you some points, some thoughts. Not thoughts is not even the right word. I offer you some possibilities to go beyond any words, opinions, beliefs, ideas, that is the peace that passeth all understanding. It cannot be understood by the mind. There's something greater. What is that? How do we connect with that? How do we be that which we already are? And the mind gets so busy just even saying some of these things. So one needs to be careful in what is said so that it doesn't engage the mind. With that said, there are some things that are helpful to engage. Asking the question, who are you? And you ask the question, who am I? Who am I? Who am I really? Because if somebody says they know who they are, there's going to be a long struggle ahead of them. Because I don't know that we ever know who we truly are. And for me, I'm not interested in ideas or concepts or beliefs about who I think I am. It's not enough. I'm getting more and more clear on that truth. That we must go beyond all the beliefs, ideas, concepts, self-images of who we think we are, where there's an emptiness and a stillness. And allow the truth to arise from that emptiness and stillness. Be still and know that I am God. This, the Bible says, to give us a clue that if we want to fully immerse ourselves in truth, in God, in ourselves, we must come to that place of stillness. But it's not in trying to be still. It will never happen because we're trying to be still, because either we know how to be still or we don't. If we do, then we don't need to have this conversation. You're already available for that stillness, and you probably aren't going to want to listen to all my jibber jabber. And if we're trying to be still, then now the mind engages, and we all are all of a sudden trying to figure out what stillness is, which gets the mind busy and busy and busy. I'm going to find out what stillness is. I'm going to find out what happiness is. I'm going to find out who I am. But these things where the mind is engaged of trying to figure out things gets the mind so in such rapid fire of thoughts. And we cannot experience the stillness within that. Now, to come to a place of trying to figure out who we are, there are some good things that happened in our smaller self where we begin to have thoughts and ideas like, I do want to figure out who I am. I do want to know who I am. I want to experience the fullness of God. These are all thoughts and inspirations that come from our core self, but is not our self, because our core self is already that truth, is already peace, love, and joy. But if you have that part of yourself that is seeking truth, seeking love, seeking God, it's okay. Use that as a springboard. Use that as a tool for awakening. But don't look to your mind for the answers. Just put it out there to God, to life, to the universe to say, look, Father, I don't know what happiness is, true happiness is. I don't really know who I am. I don't really know what love is, unconditional, pure, unadulterated love. And I don't know what true peace is and true joy is. I'm giving this, and if you think you do know those things, I invite you to let go of that story. Because it won't be thinking that you know the truth. It will be an actual manifestation of peace, joy, and love. And if you're in that place, wonderful. You can turn this video off and go about your business. But if you're not, I invite you to let go of all those old stories that you think, or even say, I know the truth. I know who I am. That is a trap of the ego. So I come back to figuring out anything out of life. I invite you to let that go. And if you want something like God, joy, peace, truth, just give it over to God and claim it. Just claim it. Father, I don't know what truth, joy, peace truly look like. I don't really know who I am, but I know that I choose it. Not just praying for it, you're choosing it. I choose these things. I choose the truth of who I am. I choose peace. I choose joy. I choose the bliss of God. And when, to the depth and degree that you can choose these things, will be to the depth that God, life, the universe kicks in to support you. Not because you have to figure it out with the head, but you have claimed it. You have chosen it. Now let the universe, let God do its thing. Let God do its thing. I will say this. If your cup is so full, it's filled up so much that there's no room for truth, for God, for love, for peace, for joy. And the mind gets tricky. The ego gets tricky. Well, I am those things, so why would I need to empty those things out? What I'm inviting you to empty out is all these ideas and beliefs that say, I think I know who I am, or even I know who I am, because as long as you carry those, it will block you from ever realizing the full truth. And realizing the truth means you are not seeking it. You are peace. You are joy. You are love. You are God. Not because you believe it or because of an idea. It's because you are so empty that the emptiness and stillness is there, and there's an actual realization of that truth. I've been engaging with a friend of mine who is convinced he knows who he is. But it's that very thing that blocks us from realizing the truth of who we are. If you are convinced, then I invite you to let that go. And I'm not saying this, again, for you to believe me. I'm inviting you just to explore with me right now in this moment. Just explore with me. What would happen if you just emptied your cup of knowledge out? What would happen if you just emptied all the things that you think you know, or even say, I know, I know? Just empty that out and see what stillness, what silence you find beyond that. But I will tell you this, he has been my teacher. He has been my teacher because I see that he is a reflection of what's going on in my own mind. trying to figure out life. And yes, my unconscious self says, oh yeah, I know what God is. And I've had experiences of God, and I have. But I don't want to hold on to anything. I know more and more that it's not about anything that I know. It's not about anything that you know. It's about being present and aligned with complete stillness and emptiness. And the truth arises out of the stillness, not out of the knowledge in our heads, or what we think we know, or what we say, I know, I know. It will never arise out of that. It comes from a place of complete emptiness within. I have no idea what words will come out of my mouth. None. Even in my inspirational talks, I might have a title because the church requests a title, but I truly don't know anything that will come out of my mouth. It all springs out of as much innocence and emptiness that I can be in that moment. And Moji, Eckhart Tolle, they all say the same thing. They have no idea what they're going to say. Because divine intelligence, again, springs from the silence. It's not because something we've learned or we know. In fact, it's really more of an unlearning. Because just take a look. Just take a look at all the things that we have learned. If we learn these and we store these in our mind, what happens when our physical mind, our physical body dies? Do we not know anything? Do we just become non-existent? Because our memories and our knowledge dies along with our mind? Do we just we become non-existent? We exist no more? We have to look beyond the mind, beyond the mind's intelligence, beyond the mind's memories. If we are eternal beings, and science tells us that energy can never die, what is it that is beyond the physical? What is that intelligence, that divine intelligence that is beyond anything mental? Because again, the mental will die. And we could not exist if we were not conscious and aware. Right? Any thought you have, any experience you have, if there's no consciousness or awareness to it, how could anything exist? Even if it did exist, we would not have any awareness that it did exist. So consciousness and awareness are necessary for us to have an experience called life. And it's that consciousness and an awareness that never dies. You are the one that is conscious and aware of all your thoughts, all your beliefs, all your experiences. And when your body and your mind, physical mind, pass, just as all your thoughts, beliefs, ideas that are stored in your mind will pass as well, what is it that sustains life for you beyond the physical? What is it that you can access all your memories, all your intelligence? What is it that goes beyond the physical? That is the question. So I really love that this person has continue to reflect to me exactly what goes on in my head. And there's been times where I'm frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, he just doesn't get it. Oh my God, he's spewing out all of his opinions again. Oh my God, is he going to never stop questioning me? No, he's not. Because I'm not. When I am so steeped in my head, in my thoughts, in my mental intelligence rather than divine intelligence, when I'm tapping into the memories of the mind and everything that I think I know and all these ideas and beliefs, these are all of the ego, the personality. I don't mean ego from an arrogant point of view. Arrogance can be a part of it. I mean ego, meaning all the beliefs, stories, and ideas of who we think we are. And the mind might even say, no, I know this is who I am. That's still ego. It's still a belief. And it's still of the physical mind and the physical world. What is it that goes beyond that? And so I've been coming to this awareness as I continue to hear this person challenge me, where they're expressing their opinions and I'm doing a rebuttal. And maybe I think the rebuttal is pure and let me help straighten them up. Let me help them to see that they are not their minds. Let me provide some intelligence and wisdom here. All ego. And does that mean there's not some truth in it? No. But it's not it's not truth with a capital T that is beyond mind, beyond beliefs, beyond ideas, beyond concepts, beyond any stories of who we think we are. That's why I always invite you to empty this out. And I'm inviting you to explore with me right now, no matter what your beliefs or even what your knowing is. I'm inviting you to let go of all of it, at least for this meditation. And if you want to pick all of it up again, please pick it all up again. But right now, I'm just asking you, I'm inviting you to just set it down for a moment. Just set it down. Just set it to the side. And just explore, maybe for the first time ever, just explore what pure emptiness and pure stillness truly is. And I want to say right now that you are loved beyond measure. Beyond measure. Because measurement is of the mind. And this love is beyond the mind. But I don't want you to just believe me. I'm inviting you to join me on this emptying out so that you get to experience and realize the pure love of who you truly are. That requires no one to say you are loved. That requires no beliefs. It doesn't require you to prove yourself to the world that I'm intelligent and I'm somebody. No. It doesn't even require you to do something that we would call good or miraculous. Oh, look at all the good. He's such a hero. No, it is beyond all of that. It is beyond earning anything at all. You do not have to earn your way into heaven. More to the truth is to unlearn the things that you think you are, who you think you are, or who you think you should be. And that's why we empty out an unlearning unlearning of the personality, the ego, the stories, the ideas. And if you haven't already done this, I invite you to stop looking to the mind. I'm inviting you right now to let go of your need to look to the mind for the answers. To look to the mind for happiness. To look to the mind for some kind of knowledge that will awaken you. It will not happen. It will not be because you gain more knowledge. It will be because you empty out things that you think you know or even know you know that block you from realizing the truth. And I sometimes come back to the CeeLo song. It's not because I didn't know enough. It's because I knew too much. And that's the song Crazy that speaks. You think I'm crazy. You may be crazy. That's just a little glimpse of it. But it's crazy because people think that we're crazy because we're not using our head. Use your head. Oh, for God's sake, use your head. Think about that. I'm inviting you to stop thinking about it and stop using your head and go beyond that which you think you are. Again, let's just explore with this. Just explore. And right now, are you waiting for me to say something that will awaken you? Are you waiting for something in life to happen in order for you to be happy or to awaken even? I'm inviting you to let go of all waiting. Enough waiting. We can wait forever, lifetime after lifetime, waiting for something to happen in order for us to be happy. That too is an illusion. That is just a lie. That the mind has convinced you something else needs to happen in order for you to be happy. Again, don't believe me. Do not just believe me. Just try it on. Just let go of all waiting. All these ideas and thoughts and beliefs that say, when this happens, then I'll be happy. I'm inviting you to let go of that belief right now, because that is another belief that separates you from your true self right now in this very moment. Not 10 years from now, 10 months from now, not even 10 seconds from now. You are who you are right now in this moment. You cannot empty out your true self. You cannot get rid of your true self. Your true self has always been you and will always be you. And that does not require any waiting. It does not require you to do something spectacular to earn it. That's why this emptying out is letting go of all these old ideas and beliefs that are simply preventing you from realizing the truth of who you are right now in this moment. Right now. And I can honestly say something for me personally has shifted. I'm so clear on this. And these aren't ideas or beliefs that I'm sharing with you. But at the same time, I'm also not asking you to believe me. I can only speak from that truth of who I am and invite you to join me. That's all. Invite you to explore. Yesterday, I got up to do a meditation with Moji. He was meditating, doing a live Christmas meditation on YouTube from Portugal at 9:30 in the morning. And I got up at 4:30 in the morning to just do this. And I'm noticing some ego there, so I'm just going to call myself on that and just notice it, and it's okay. It's okay. But I'm noticing, like, well, I got up at 4:30 in the morning, aren't I something? So yes, I got up early in the morning yesterday and had this beautiful meditation with Moji as he really just invited us to connect with the Christ energy. And it's not just this physical Christ, it's this energy, this vibration of pure love, of pure beingness that is beyond, again, any thoughts or ideas. It's just a pure isness. And that pure isness is you. You are the Christ energy. You are the Christ vibration. But I don't want you to just take that on as a belief. I do not want you to take it on as a belief. I'm offering a path, some pointings, as Moji would say, pointings towards who you truly are. And so to experience the Christ energy, to experience the pure isness that you are, I'm inviting you to let go of absolutely everything. All past memories and past experiences, all past judgments and blames, all past shame and guilt and blame that have convinced you of something that you are. And letting go of all the future that prevents you from being present in this moment. And the reason that you can empty out all of these things is because you are emptiness itself. You cannot be emptied out because you are emptiness. You are pure conscious awareness. And that does not require and is not anything physical whatsoever. Nothing. You are not any form or shape. You are beyond that. Because if you were physical or a form or shape, then you would die along with your body. So we must look beyond those things that come and go. We must look beyond all these beliefs and ideas that fade away. Those will fall away. They all will diminish. All your beliefs, all your ideas, all your stories, all your memories, all your feelings, all your experiences, these will all come and go. Your body will come and go. What is it that never comes and goes? What is it that never leaves you? What is it that has always been you? Because you cannot get rid of you no more than you can get rid of God itself. It's like a fish trying to get rid of the water, emptying out all the water. You are the water. You are the ocean. You are one with creation. I don't say that to add to your beliefs again. I just want to be so clear with you on that. It can't be about carrying any beliefs forward. None. And maybe you don't believe me when I say that, and that's okay, but I'm inviting you to explore with me anyway and let go of that belief as well. Just for right now, that's all. Just for a moment, a brief moment. I love all of you, and I'm so very grateful right now. Right now, I'm just feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful that you would join me. I'm feeling grateful for the infinite possibilities for you and me. And to connect with the freedom and truth of who we are that goes beyond anything physical. So right now, I just invite you just to come back to just being conscious and aware of your breath. And as always, there's nothing you need to do with the breath. It happens all by itself. You are simply a conscious witness to the breath. That's all. That's you. You are the one that is aware of your breath. You're just watching it. That's you. The formless, empty you that is just consciously aware of your breath. You're the one observing the breath. You're the one perceiving the breath, witnessing it. And so too are you the one witnessing the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs and the ideas and the concepts and the experiences and the body and the mind and all the five senses. You are the one simply, objectively witnessing all of it. Now, to be clear, the small self, it can be aware as well, and is aware when we get to the place where it's aware of these things. Just even, you're aware of my voice right now, are you not? You're just witnessing my voice. You're noticing it. But who is the one that is aware that you are witnessing my voice, that you are witnessing your breath, that you are witnessing your thoughts? Because the small self can be a witness to these things, but sometimes is still caught into judgment and of the mind. The true self, the core self, is the one that is able to even be aware of the one who is witnessing that. You are the one who is aware of the one who is aware. Now, you may get this and you may not. It's okay. If there's any thoughts that arise from that, just notice those thoughts, be aware of those, and come back to being aware of your breath. And when we're practicing being aware of the breath, quite oftentimes thoughts come in. It's not your concern, because you are not the one doing the thinking. That is of the mind. Your intelligence arises out of emptiness, out of silence. The actions, the words, everything, the core truth of you, when it responds, it simply is in flow with God speaking through the silence, God speaking through the stillness, God speaking through the emptiness. And it's It's as if your response, your action, your words just simply flow in that present moment. Not because you know what to say or you're thinking about what to say, but you're just allowing the words to flow through perfectly and in divine flow with God itself. So when you hear thoughts, that is of the physical world, the physical mind, and you can allow those thoughts to just gently and effortlessly pass on by, because that is not you. You are not the thoughts. You are not that thinker. You are beyond that. You are divine intelligence itself. And the words spring out of the silence. And if your mind is thinking about this, I invite you to let that go. If it's thinking about who you are, I invite you to let that go. If it's thinking about whether this is true or not, I invite you to let that go. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm just inviting you to explore with me right now and to let it all go. And again, now we come back to just observing the breath. As we practice more of a silent meditation right now, but if thoughts come in, allow them to gently and effortlessly pass on by. You don't need to be caught in the mind or the thoughts. As soon as you're aware of them, just simply come back to being aware of your breath. And if your mind has drifted, just come back to witnessing your breath, which brings you back to the present moment and brings you back to who you are, the witness of it all. And again, just returning to being consciously aware of your breath. And practice conscious awareness. Just being awake, alert, conscious, and aware of the breath. And if your mind has drifted, you don't need to try to correct your thinking or fight the thought or analyze it or follow it or try to get rid of it, because it's not who you are. Just simply allow it to pass on by and come back to being consciously aware of your breath. just coming back to the present moment again. Sometimes when we're in this space, we lose the awareness of our physical body, and it's an opportunity to see that we are not physical, but we are simply the conscious awareness of our physical body. And we are also conscious and aware of everything else, but just see if you can just notice that you are the pure emptiness that is beyond form, the conscious awareness that has nothing to do with the physical body. Don't try to find it. If you see it, great. And if you don't, just notice if there's any thoughts around there, and then come back to just being consciously aware of your breath. And we're going to begin to bring this meditation to a completion. If you'd like to meditate more, please mute or turn your device off. And thank you for joining me. Thank you. And for those of you who are ready to finish, just taking in a nice deep breath. And just re-energizing your physical form that helps you to get around in this life. And maybe moving it a little bit, stretching it. And taking your time, and whenever you're ready, opening up your eyes. Well, let me take a peek over here on Facebook and see who has joined, if anybody wants to make any comments. Well, what a surprise, Sharon and Michelle. Good morning, you guys. Love you guys. I love you. Thanks for joining me. Have a beautiful day, my friends. Namaste.